mainframe with programs written for Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Trina, and Missy Elliott. Each one of these female MCs' programming was void of love and dealt with the perverted type of sexual energy. This type of sexual energy generates no real power for the user, only more power for the Matrix. Lauryn reached the top of the Matrix when she received 5 Grammy Awards. She then did the unthinkable. She wrote her own exile program and vanished. Alright? Give it up. In the process, she forfeited millions of dollars, potential dollars, unlimited fame, which is what the Matrix uses to lure and trap its subjects.
Yes.
She showed that they couldn't control her. She walked away from millions and all of that. So the Matrix has no answer for that. Because that's what they're using to lure you in. The program is written on that. Alright? She gave it all up for the right to control her own life. So in essence, she defeated the Matrix. Even if at a later time she decides to reinsert herself, she has shown that she is a cut above any program that the Matrix can throw at her. The power of love can still be felt by millions. That album, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, son? Serious. Okay, so we want to, but she's also a part of the machine world. So we got to talk about, her being the actress and Matrix, and she produced it. Executive producers, Columbia Records. Supporting cast, Wyclef Jean, and Price. So we're moving right along. We're still painting a picture for you to show you these are just programs that's downloaded, and each one is very significant. I couldn't get them all, so all you rappers out there want to know why you ain't up there? Give me some time. We're not there yet. You haven't done anything that was significant. All right, moving right along. Master P and Cash Money. All right, with the machine world's 2 major cities, New York and LA, already on lockdown, the Matrix can now turn its focus to uncharted territory, the Dirty South. The energy in this region was ripe for downloading programs of control into the minds of the youth, and uploading one who can make it all possible, Master P. In an attempt to illustrate that they were more than just country bumpkins, Master P and his crew logged on and put the Dirty South on the map with hits about getting paid and slaying women in the process. This was a significant victory for the Matrix because the South has always been deep-rooted in spirituality and occult sciences, especially where they're from. They're from New Orleans. So any hip-hop that's coming out of New Orleans is supposed to be deeply rooted in some spiritual occult shit. Their lyrics are supposed to be, huh?
Oh, I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. So the Matrix said, no, we're going to reverse that energy and give you, what Master P and them and Cash Money was talking about. Okay, because they know if that's the region, where the magic is.
The voodoo.
The voodoo.
That's right.
And that magic, and then we got to counter that by giving you this nonsense. All right? So I want to make that really, really clear.
On a lower level, on a lower frequency.
Exactly. Especially New Orleans, which happens to be the birthplace for jazz, which is another form of music that was created and used to raise ourselves up. It wasn't uncommon to witness strange or mystical occurrences in this part of the South. And if there ever was one place that a spiritual messiah could rise through hip-hop, this was the place. Alright, but Master P and No Limit Soldiers pulled its followers further and further away from their salvation by dropping album after album of the same old gangster music. They called themselves No Limit Soldiers, but they were obviously limited to a physical existence of materialism, sex, and violence. These niggas call themselves No Limit, but their limit was materialistic. Money, hoes, and clothes. That was their limit. But they call themselves No Limit Soldiers. Still not. They even had a soldier by the name of Mystical. But his actions proved that his existence was just an oxymoron. To add fuel to the fire, Cash Money millionaires grabbed the baton from No Limit and ran straight to the bank, cashing in on the same formula and programming of their predecessors. Baby and the crew seemed to pop out of nowhere as if it was well orchestrated by the puppet masters looking to push the envelope of materialism to even newer, higher levels. Cash Money did just that, from fancy cars to diamonds and furs and all that kind of stuff. Cash Money, well, you know what I'm saying? This is extremely troubling in the face of the poverty in black people, the poverty that black people are facing every day in this country. So listen, we know that New Orleans, the average salary down there was $8,000 or something. And they was making it. They was doing the best that they could do. And y'all rhyming with all these diamonds on and all this old nonsense, it don't make sense. We don't need to see that. You know what I'm saying? If you hungry and I got 15 cheeseburgers here and I'm not sharing them with you, and I'm telling you you ain't shit because you ain't got cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying? Say it again?
You know what I'm saying? If you put people in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nothing but bad things is gonna happen.
you know what I'm saying? That man eventually is gonna come after you.
Thank you. He gonna come because he want a cheeseburger. I got a cheeseburger with fries and milkshakes and shit. And he ain't got nothing. Wasting. I'm wasting. I got an abundance. I can't even eat all these cheeseburgers, but I'm not giving them to you.
But that's the mentality.
That's the mentality.
That's the mentality.
That's the mentality. And not to change the subject, so you know these people only made $8,000, whatever, and they was living on subsidies or something. When Hurricane Katrina came, the shit came on the 29th of the month. Ain't nobody had no money in the 29th. If you was on welfare, I grew up on welfare, I'm telling you. They gave us just enough for like 2.5, 3 weeks tops. That last week, you ain't got no food, you borrowing from somebody, you on the struggle. They did this shit on purpose. You had, you know what I'm saying, just enough to get by, and that last week was always tough. So think about the 29th of August, and they telling you, get out, you know what I'm saying, the flood is coming. Where you going? You ain't even got your check. At least hold the flood bush until, you know, the first. Niggas get their check or something. Understand the science of that. They know what they're doing and they do it in a timely manner. Okay? Alright, Master P, boom, boom, boom. I gotta show y'all this, you know, just throw it out there. We'll keep it moving, because we're running out of time, whatever the case may be. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Outkast and the Goodie Mob.
Oh.
Yeah. Just everybody look at that. Focus on the dude in the middle. He's the one with the long blonde hair. And I love, let me keep it clear for the tape, I love Outkast's music. You know what I'm saying? But the image is important. Very important. You came here. Why couldn't you have a fucking big ass afro with the medallion with the black fists? You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't you have that on or something? I could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? You got a blonde wig on? I'm confused. But let's read on. Let's see what this shit all about. All right. Before the Matrix upgraded the Dirty South version of its software to reduce Southern hip hop to nothing more than just pimps and hoes, the land of Atlanta proved a couple of diamonds in the rough by the names of Outkast and their partners in rhyme, the Goodie Mob. Outkast sent the system haywire by going against the program written to contain them by relying on the spiritual forces of those who came before this current paradigm in which we operate within. By tapping into the subconscious stream of the 70s soul groups, they have become the reincarnation of that energy. Okay, let's be clear. I can bring anybody back that I want to bring back if I tap into their music and their energy. I might not physically bring them back, but I can bring back as many warriors as I want. The ones who was writing that music in the 70s, Earth, Wind and Fire, and all them groups that was using all them. You ever see the album covers? All them album covers back then? They was breaking shit down. So I may not physically bring them back, but I can bring their energy back. So I don't have to fight this beast by myself. You see what I'm saying? By sampling, brought, open up a vortex to bring them motherfuckers back. You know, and that's why they started cutting down on that sampling. Whoa. This shit is a teleport. These motherfuckers is baby motherfuckers. Through the music.
That's right.
And we as alchemists was tapping in, using it, adding our own energy to it, creating something else. They know what's going on. They said, no, we got to start charging. And that's when all the scrutiny and all that shit came down with sampling. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I want to say one thing about that is most people that sample it, they would base their rhyme off of the lyrics in the song.
In the song.
Yeah.
That energy, you knew when you sample certain things that you was gonna, as an alchemist, add something else to it, and it kept the vibration going.
So the DJ had to listen to the lyrics.
Right.
To get the sample.
Right. Right.
Fight the power is a perfect example.
Fight the power. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep that real. Fight the power, that beat. All right. Y'all still with me?
Yeah.
All right. By using such methods, Outkast and the Goodie Mob can enlist an army of limitless ancestral energy as far back as ancient Kemet to help us destroy the matrix. Because every music that we do is part of another music. It's all one. It's not something. It's all one.
It's one. It's a
So there's ancestors that I never physically got to meet, or warriors, but whatever music we was doing in ancient times, the very next music came was an extension of that music, and an extension of that music, and so we can list them all the way back from Kemet. I just use the 70s as an example. I can tap into ancestral energy all the way back to Kemet. Bring you some real warriors in this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is all about.
That's the originality there. That's
Yes.
how we tap into our originality.
Right.
And we do go with things.
Of course. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I try to come out here so I can talk some nonsense to y'all. No. The name Outkast suggests that they may have been cast out or have cast themselves out of a place, or in this place, a program called the Matrix. Lucifer was cast out of heaven because he went against the system. Now, I would never liken Outkast to Lucifer in the traditional sense, but perhaps they named themselves such because of their knowledge of a system that was destroying our lives and they wanted no parts of it. Through their music, they became a beacon of light for those who didn't have the knowledge of goody hip hop and evil. So that's where the Goodie Mob came in. So that tree of good and evil, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as Goody. I'm just trying to show you the connection of what's going on here. The name Goody has the word God in it, meaning once you understand who you are, that you are God, no system or program can ever contain you. Outkast and Goodie Mob have always rhymed from their soul and followed their hearts, and there's no program that the Matrix could ever write to combat that. When you're writing from in here, you tapping into something. They could never write a program to counter that. All right, Goodie Mob. Executive producers, the Dungeon family, supporting cast, yada, yada.
Oh, you guys.
Wu-Tang. So we gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. No, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. I'm gonna lay some things out for you. You know what I'm saying? I just wanna show you some things. All right, we go with time?
No, we good.
All right, so I'm almost done. I just want to, make sure we get through this. Wu-Tang entered into this hemisphere of the Matrix like thieves in the night, never revealing their true identities or purpose until the time was right. By them sliding in under the radar of the Matrix, they were able to set up the 36 chambers necessary to give birth to the one thing that could annihilate the Matrix on contact, knowledge of self. Their first album was called Into the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. 3 and 6 is 9, which was the number of members that Wu-Tang plugged into the Matrix with. In the Supreme Mathematics, which are the lessons that they came on with, the number 9 represents birth, or completion. This signified that the first part of their mission, which was to touch down and set up a network inside of the Matrix, was complete. All right, where am I? Right. Their next group album was brought, the third group album was almost brought the Matrix to its knees. Since they were speaking in the language of the Matrix, which is numbers, they had to send encrypted messages using mathematical equations that could only be solved by those who were on that particular frequency. The next album was called the Wu album, or the W album, which is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. But in Supreme Mathematics, 2 equal wisdom and 3 equal understanding. When you add 2 and 3, you get the number 5. which means power. Okay, Wu-Tang now possessed the power to make change, and this was evident in the content of the W album that wasn't present in the first two. Their first album represented the number one, which is knowledge and supreme mathematics. When you combine up the three albums, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, when they raised the flag of Islam, they began to teach the babies. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. All right. All right, where am I? All right, the Matrix went to war with them by shutting them down and shutting down their access to the machine world via radio play, magazines, and all that. But it was too late. Like a splinter cell, the original 9 factions of the Wu had already received their instructions and moved in different directions, infiltrating many different programs in the process. Some of them went commercial, like Method Man. Some of them went old school, like Ghostface. Some of them went street, like Raekwon. Or some of them went underground, like Jizza, Master Killer, and U-God. RZA continued to teach, and ODB appeared to be out of his mind, but there's definitely a method to his madness. All right? So what I'm trying to say is, they came in under the 36 chambers, splintered out. You know what I'm saying? And we can only hope that they would join forces back together and make some things happen. But without ODB, I don't know, because he was the heart of that. ODB was the heartbeat of the Wu-Tang Clan. Remember, you can never defeat the gods. All right? So, Wu-Tang Clan, Matrix RZA, producers loud, supporting cast, the Wu-Tang, and the Killer Bees.
Oh.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. Let me hear it. All right. Eminem. All right, for years, the Matrix has been on the lookout for a hip-hop savior. Not one offering the red pill that could free the people, but one who would serve as a reverse Neo that was armed with the blue pill to help the Matrix keep the illusion going. This reverse Neo had to have the power to indoctrinate millions of white people into a system that was initially designed to enslave and control the originators of hip-hop. In the past, the Matrix has tried diligently to manufacture its own Neo, a white rapper, who appeared authentic to the principles of hip-hop with superior rhyme skills that would be accepted by those of the originals, but to no avail. The search would end when Dr. Dre, the reverse Neo, found the one he had been looking for and offered him the blue pill. His name was Eminem. So Dr. Dre is the reverse Morpheus.
Yes, he is.
And I think Morpheus going in, finding the one who can save us. Think of reverse Morpheus, looking for a white boy who can further enslave us.
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Dre offered him the blue pill. Blue eyes, blue pill. Y'all still with me? I'm almost done. All right. Where am I? All right. This is not to say that Eminem didn't love and respect hip-hop and was doing it from the heart, which he wasn't. But as I mentioned earlier, your cause can easily be used to further someone else's agenda. Eminem, listen, he may have thought he loved hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? He respected it early on, and he was just out there in the trailer park running. And that was his interpretation of what hip-hop was.
Exactly.
Somebody else saw something else so they can use him for a greater cause. So he became an agent of the Matrix, not even realizing it. Throw him on a platform, you know what I'm saying, and give him the world. Now I'm going to show you how white people who couldn't enter hip-hop on any other realm but the economics, they was able to enter in now because he opened the door.
So I was thinking about that dude, though.
Yes.
I feel he was a plan, and this is why, because I'm into underground hip-hop. What they don't tell you is his style is what most people rhyme like in Detroit. There's a whole crew in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was
Royce the 5'9".
exactly. Now, Royce the 5. If you listen to Eminem's first album, the lyrics were very fly, and I personally think Royce the 5'9" wrote that because it sounds like him. If you listen to any other album, the man, it's a whole different vibration.
Right.
And I think they basically had him write the lyrics because nobody even knows who Royce 5'9" is, and now he's the greatest MC
of all time, right?
Yeah.
All right.
In the Matrix.
Enemy, thank you. Thank you.
The arrival of Eminem signified the last days of hip-hop. White people had already claimed the economic dominance of hip-hop since they were the ones reaping all the financial rewards of our hard work and labor. But through Eminem, they could now claim the culture itself. They were no longer considered outsiders just purchasing our music, but through Eminem, they could now set up shop and partake in its future. A future that will lead to its ultimate demise. This multicultural, can't we all get along bullshit has stifled our ability to assess the spiritual properties of hip-hop needed to assist us in reaching the elevated states. I'm not with all this multicultural, can't we all get along shit. I'm sorry. And I don't care who like it and who don't like it. Alright? White people, listen, I was in a club last night, we was doing some nigga shit all week. We was up in the club getting our hip-hop on. Now, the club was decent in terms of the music. They was playing all the stuff from the 80s, and it was beautiful. But I looked around me, and there was tons and tons of white people. And they was just like, hey, we here, we doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, on certain levels, we have allowed them to participate. So now, they can get in the club with you, drain your energy. See what I'm saying? They're draining your energy while they're there dancing with you. Yeah. Be careful of the white people around you and stuff like that.
But Doc, even when you invite people over to your house, you don't let them go in all the damn rooms.
Of course not.
The living room, the entertainment room,
I'm glad you said it.
That's it.
Give me up for that. When you allow people in your house, you don't let them go in every room in your fridge and all that. You don't do that. All right? So there's certain levels of hip-hop that they're not allowed to deal with. When I start breaking down the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and the 5th element being that black, that's the spiritual realm of hip-hop. That's what I've come to bring to you. Now, if y'all just want to talk economics and all of that, we have allowed them to deal with that. So white people, if you dancing and you enjoying the music, that's the living room. There's other parts of the house that you can't go into. So for those who want to deal with hip-hop on a spiritual level, you alchemists out there who want to put them elements together and we can rise above where they can't get, I told you they can't get there. They're going to sit and wait for you to bring it back down. Now when we bring it back down, if we don't have control of it through our own channels, it goes right into something for them. It goes right into the bottle. It's like they just got that bottle, filling it up. Another cat, bring me another bottle. This is their creativity. We're going to be rich forever. Because it's an endless flow. The rain don't stop coming. They just keep coming and coming and coming. It's who we are. It's how we do it. So when you invite people, especially white people, white people got to stay on the lawn. That's right. I'll bring the bill out to you. Wait. That kind of shit. All right. The energy is too diluted now, right? Meanwhile, Eminem is robbing our culture blind of all of its resources, physical and spiritual. And when his story is written, he will be considered the king of all kings, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed savior. When you put on your dark glasses and start decoding, we see that the way Eminem is portrayed is similar to the way that another blonde-haired, blue-eyed savior, Jesus Christ, who millions of black people worship. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
D12. 12 disciples. Okay, when you see D12, think 12 disciples. And Eminem is always at the head of the table, giving off his life so that they may live. It's all symbology. Watch it. Fuck does D12 mean? There's only 5 of them. I can count.
I know one of them. They said it's supposed to be
like a dual personality.
6 of them with 2 personalities.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. That's the shit. See, that's the answer the public answer they give you. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, when they ask you who we are, it's 6 of us, and we have dual personalities. The symbolic meaning behind it is something totally different. Because I got 2 names. I'm Black Dot. But people who don't know what that means, I say it's the period after every sentence. Because after I speak my piece, there's nothing else to be said. So. do that because white people are gonna say, so what does your name, the black dot mean? Well, it's basically that period at the end of the sentence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand what's going on with these people. Eminem's group, as I broke down at D12, all right. His record company name is Shady Records. Could this be an indication that something is not right? Or could the shady represent the gray area in which Eminem has led hip-hop into following this multicultural program? White people, black people, gray. Shade. Shade. They needed Eminem for a purpose. And they used him for that. And listen, when you spell his name backwards, the shit say mini-me. When you spell Eminem backwards, the shit is pronounced mini-me. Because he's grafted. He's not the original.
No.
Okay? Spell a nigga name backwards, and the shit say mini-me. Alright, so we want to throw that out there. After alright, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it going.
Oh no, yeah. Say it, brother. Say it. not like him at all.
Gotta deal with it.
You know, I got it down. Not like him at all.
Gotta deal with it, right? And then all right, we're gonna have to do another part to this, man.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm just really scratching the surface on this. I got tons and tons of stuff. All right. He ruled the underground like Osiris ruled the underworld. He was shot 9 times by another brother, scattered in the street and left for dead. That's the Osiris story.
That's right.
14 pieces scattered his body all over the place. I'm just trying to show you the connection. This ain't nothing new under the sun. We continue to come back and back and back. Now, he may not know that he could have represented who Osiris was in hip-hop. You follow me? Because he was king of the underground. You follow?
Okay.
The way Osiris is king of the underworld. Alright? So let's keep that clear. Alright. He pulled the pieces of his life back together, Osiris, even resurrecting his career in the process, proving that he has an immortal trait within him that can be activated in the time of crisis. Anytime you get shot 9 times, I'm not glorifying it, and you live, you a soldier. We all have that immortal trait that runs within us. Okay, it just happened in that fight or flight time, it gets activated.
Yeah.
If a car run over my son, guess what? I pick that shit up.
Yeah.
You've known to been doing some incredible things when you had to. Oh shit! I don't even know how I did that. I've run so fast sometimes, niggas start shooting, boom, boom, boom. I'm 3 blocks down. They don't know how I got there. Shit, let niggas start shooting. Boy, I be done ran so fast, I ain't never ran so damn fast. But that melanin kicks in. We do what we have to do. He got shot 9 times and survived. It's not nothing to glorify, but it's just showing you the immortal trait. Now that scares the hell out of white people. Yeah, bro, what does that count?
Let me go back to the Eminem thing. So you saying that it's not right for hip hop to be multiracial or something?
I'm saying only certain levels of it. No. For entertainment purposes, perhaps they can enjoy the music. In terms of us using hip hop as a spiritual weapon to raise ourselves up, they are not invited there at all. First of all, they can't process anything spiritual. So even if I show them the spiritual scribes,
They can only tear it down.
they can't vibrate there. So why even participate? You only gonna make my journey harder. It's like carrying a goddamn 50-pound book bag over here.
Rock and hip hop together like that.
No, rock, we created rock. We created all that. You know what I'm saying? They vibrate on that frequency now more than we do. Because once we create something, we birth it. We move on.
Right. Instead of cultivating.
Yeah, instead of cultivating it. Listen, hip hop is our baby. We birthed it. And just like the state, if you don't take care of your children, the state will come in and take your child. Okay? And that's what they did to hip hop. We birthed it, the whole 9 yards, and we left the child neglected. We wasn't feeding it or nothing. The state came in and took over. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, Doc, you know something that people gotta realize too? It's not necessarily just that. Before they can take it, they gotta treat it vibration. And see, what people gotta understand is when they sample, those samples were acoustic instruments that activate the chakra system.
Yes.
So in order for them to take over, they had to synthesize the
Right.
sound.
So they synthesized the sound by moving us from analog to digital. That was one of the processes.
And digital cannot operate.
It's a sample of a reality.
Exactly. So they created all of that stuff so that they can come in and take it over.
They come in there, bro.
Yes.
The drum away.
Like you
The
said,
drum is
like
the
there's a
soul.
lot of G trying to say about rock, like how they made certain tracks, like how the Gorillas have done with De La Soul and joined with them, made their own tracks, and like Run DMC did with Aerosmith. I mean, how does that play into this?
What Run DMC did with Aerosmith, I didn't really like too much because when you play Walk This Way Backwards, like I said in my other lectures, the lyrics say Hail Satan. So when you're dealing with certain white people, walk this way, play backwards, you go, Hail Satan, Hail Satan.
Right.
So walk this way and Hail Satan. Understand the message is being delivered in the music. So before you, it's all there. So, and they just did that. In my opinion, Run DMC, Rick Rubin and them was doing all that because they wanted to open a gate to allow white people in. Real hip hop, we didn't use them kind of rock sounds. Even though we created it years ago, we was using and then they came with a rock vibration. So Run DMC opened a lot of doors, but they was using somebody else's key. You know what I'm saying? And when they opened that door, they opened it to a rock vibration, and white people were able to begin to comprehend a little bit what hip hop was. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be real careful. As a matter of fact, at this point, we'll do a quick question and answer because I got so much stuff. We'll be here forever.
Read the book.
I just want to interject that you were talking about singing the words back way, the lyrics back way. Most of the white artists like Mick Jagger and Rolling Stone, they're devoted Satanists.
Right.
So if you study the music, you know, and a lot of the hip hop artists and the dancehall reggae artists, they also get into Satanism.
Yes.
Yes. My question is, I noticed, I just got late, I don't even know who you are. My name is Adjuro. You're talking about hip hop, which is a part, one element of the African culture. Okay? What I want to say to you and I want to ask, or anybody can interject. It's not only in hip hop. Okay? They do it in all African music.
Yes.
Because they completely neutralize reggae music.
Right.
When they kill Bob Marley, Peter
What?
Tosh.
What? Say it again, brother. Say that again. When they kill who?
Bob Marley,
Peter
Tosh.
Tosh. And
Yes.
they brought Yellow Man and Party
And all of that. That was neutralizing an energy of people. See, once they recognize it, we at war.
Just a minute. The Bob Marley and Stevie Wonder was coming together.
Look at that.
Real cool.
Look at that.
They neutralized that. The week after, Bob Marley went to Basilica Square and have over 100,000 people right in Italy. And they couldn't take that shit, so they have to take him out. There's a whole bunch of reasons. He gave money to the Zimbabwe gorillas to chase the English out of Zimbabwe. So after he did that, the CIA put an X on his back.
Of course.
They did it to Fela Kuti.
Yes.
Fela Kuti.
Fela
So over in Nigeria, they had to shut him down. They told him stop playing music. They didn't stop playing music.
Young brothers and sisters,
before they
thank you.
called
We are at war.
That's right.
Yes.
And we at war in the music.
Yes.
Everything we do, they at war with us, and they trying to counter everything we do. They shut Public Enemy down with NWA.
Yes.
Wow. I'm telling you. Everything we do, they counter it. Our music is never just to just dance to and have a good time. Even though I was on some nigga shit earlier. What's that shit they got going on out here? You know? I was hitting my nail on. But we use it for something much more powerful when we're using it in its proper context. We don't have that no more. Ain't nobody coming out saying nothing no more.
Nothing.
And it's disgusting. Yes, bro.
I just want to conclude. Like I'm saying, you're concentrating on hip hop and the school, but speaking from the roots rock reggae, which has always been a revolutionary music and always bucked the system. Lately, for the past 10 years, we've been having some strange fruits coming out. The Beanie Man, the Elephant Man, you know, the Shaggy.
Yeah.
There's some strange people, man.
Yes. And now they fusing the hip hop with the reggae.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? Or their version of it.
there's some strange.
I'm speaking about hip hop because that's what has our youth out here, and they all screwed up with this hip hop or this shit hop, as I call it. It's not hip hop, it's shit hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm compelled. I had to come and speak about it in a nature in which we can understand who we are as a people.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we don't just make music.
That's all I'm saying, though. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
Is that's cool, and I embrace that. So that's why we're having the Cultural Consciousness Collective. We're bringing all the elements of African music together.
Oh, excellent.
This is what I'm saying. Professor